Look closely at that frozen ribbon of ivory folding over itself. Notice the thousands of tiny black specks suspended in the cream. That is not just a dessert. It is an ancient orchid, a global spice trade, and centuries of culinary obsession churned into perfect, sweet submission. Vanilla is the most universally loved flavor on Earth, yet crafting it perfectly requires exact measurements, unyielding temperature control, and a deep respect for history. Today, we are not talking about artificial extracts. We are building the ultimate French vanilla ice cream from scratch. Joining me to guide us through the exact ingredients, times, and the incredible history of this flavor are Totonac vanilla agronomist Dr. Elena Vargas and master glacier chef Laurent Dubois.
To understand the flavor we are about to build, we must start in the year 1427, in the lush jungles of Veracruz, Mexico. My ancestors, the Totonac people, were the first to cultivate the vanilla orchid. True vanilla is not a simple single note. A properly cured pod contains over 200 distinct flavor compounds, offering notes of dried prune, woody oak, and warm spice. This complexity is why we do not use artificial vanillin. You need a whole, plump pod, a Mexican vanilla bean for a sharp, woody profile, or a Madagascar bourbon bean for that classic, creamy, sweet aroma. The flavor of our ice cream is born entirely from the oils inside this singular fruit.
And to capture those delicate oils, we must construct the classic French custard base, known as crème anglaise. The fat content is the vehicle for the vanilla's flavor. If you use only milk, the ice crystal structure will be harsh. Our exact foundation begins with 480 milliliters of heavy whipping cream and 240 milliliters of whole milk. This 2-to-1 ratio of heavy cream to milk guarantees the luxurious, velvety mouthfeel that defined 18th century Parisian desserts. Pour this dairy mixture into a heavy-bottomed saucepan. Do not apply heat just yet. First, we must prepare the botanical heart of the recipe.
Take one single high-quality vanilla pod. Lay it flat on your cutting board and use a sharp paring knife to split it lengthwise down the middle. Use the back of the blade to scrape out the dark, sticky paste inside. This is the vanilla caviar. Drop both the caviar and the empty pod into your cold dairy mixture. It is vital to remember that every single pod you use today was pollinated by hand. In 1841, a 12-year-old enslaved boy named Edmund Albius invented the hand pollination technique still used globally today. Without his brilliant
With the pod submerged, we begin the infusion. Place your saucepan over medium heat and bring the dairy to exactly 82 degrees Celsius or 180 degrees Fahrenheit. You will see small bubbles forming at the edges, but do not let it boil. Remove it from the heat, cover the pot, and let it steep for exactly 30 minutes. This draws out those 200 flavor compounds Elena mentioned. While it steeps, take a separate bowl and vigorously whisk 130 grams of granulated sugar with 6 large egg yolks. Whisk them until the mixture falls in thick, pale yellow ribbons. Those yolks provide the emulsification that prevents the fat and water from separating.
That marriage of egg yolks and vanilla-infused cream is historically profound. When Thomas Jefferson served as the American minister to France in the 1780s, he was so captivated by this exact custard-based ice cream that he hand-wrote the recipe and brought it back to Monticello. His recipe still survives today in the Library of Congress. But the flavor of vanilla is highly volatile. To truly capture the depth of the orchid, the mixture must be handled with immense care during the final cooking phase. If you rush the heat, you will destroy the subtle floral notes and scramble the eggs.
Precisely. Slowly ladle a small amount of the hot cream into the egg mixture while whisking rapidly. This is tempering. Once tempered, pour everything back into the saucepan. Cook over low heat, stirring constantly with a wooden spoon.
You must reach exactly 77 degrees Celsius or 170 degrees Fahrenheit. The custard will thicken just enough to coat the back of the spoon. Immediately strain the mixture through a fine sieve to remove the pod and any cooked egg bits. Now, the most critical step, chill the custard to 4 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit for a full 12 hours. Finally, churn it in your ice cream maker for 20 to 25 minutes, then freeze at -18 degrees Celsius for 4 hours to set.
Absolutely incredible! A dessert that bridges centuries, mastered through patience and precision. Let us lock in the 3 essential takeaways. First, respect the history. From the 1427 Totonac cultivators in Veracruz to Edmund Albius's 1841 hand pollination breakthrough, every pod is a labor of love. Second, the golden ratio. 480 milliliters of heavy cream, 240 milliliters of whole milk, 130 grams of sugar, and 6 egg yolks infused with 1 scraped vanilla bean. Third, the unyielding temperatures. Steep at 82 degrees Celsius, cook the custard to exactly 77 degrees Celsius, chill for 12 hours, and freeze at -18 degrees. Dr. Vargas, Chef Dubois, thank you for revealing the mastery behind the world's greatest flavor.